everyone, today I want to talk to you about the National Gallery of Art. Is anyone out there an art lover? Even if you aren't, the National Gallery of Art is a must-see. It's located on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., and it features one of the finest collections of art in the world. Today I'm going to acquaint you with the National Gallery of Art and the history and architecture, as well as the significant pieces that it holds. I believe that art reflects the life and history of each of us, and there's much to be gained by visiting the National Art Gallery. First, I will tell you about the history and architecture of the gallery. It's designed by neoclassic architect John Russell Pope, created in 1937 through a donation from its original benefactor, Andrew Mellon, and an act of Congress. According to David Cannadine, in Andrew Mellon, Collecting for the Nation, published March of 2012, Mellon's idea was to create a museum by putting up the money, the building, and his own personal art collection in order to encourage others to do the same. This worked really well. Before the museum opened, Mellon donated over 150 of his own pieces, and 5 other families were drawn to do the same. Each donation enough to constitute a museum of its own. These families are considered the founding fathers of the National Art Gallery, and they are pictured here. The structure of the museum is artful in its own right because of the beautiful materials that were used in its construction. The rotunda is modeled after the Roman Parthenon, and it features Italian marble columns. It is symmetrical galleries that surround the rotunda, and they feature polished limestone and marble throughout, and they connect in such a way so that the visitor can move from exhibition to exhibition without ever backtracking. Skylights cover the entire ceiling so that the visitor can enjoy the art in the natural light that the architect intended. And each gallery is decorated in the period in which the art was created, so that the visitor really is immersed in the culture and the life that helped to create the art. The museum has grown since its inception to include over 129,000 permanent displays of art. Next, I will tell you about some of the significant pieces and why they are so special. The Alba Madonna featured here is by artist Raphael, and it's circa 1510. It features Mary Magdalene, Jesus, and John the Baptist. It was originally acquired for the museum by Andrew Mellon through an acquisition from the Hermitage Museum in Russia, and it was owned by Tsar Nicholas I. According to James Conway in a 2014 review entitled Permanent Collection, DC's National Gallery, the Alba Madonna is worth over $200 million. Next, you'll see Woman with a Parasol, circa 1875. This painting is by famous Claude Monet, and it features Madame Monet and their son. This painting is really interesting for 2 reasons. First, it features the use of green paint, which was previously unavailable to artists. So by seeing it in the paintings, it really breathed life into the art that was previously not there before the invention of green paint. Also, it's interesting because of the history involved in this painting. Young Monet was having a love affair with the woman that you see here, and when his parents found out, they cut him off financially. So he left her penniless and with child and completely alone, only to later track her down and marry her again to avoid the French draft. Next, you'll see Ginevra da Vinci. This is the only Leonardo da Vinci painting available in the United States permanently. It is circa 1474 to approximately 1478, and is one of the older pieces on display here in the National Gallery of Art. It is also an original Mellon contribution. The next artist whose work is featured at the National Gallery of Art is Edgar Degas. And Edgar Degas had an obsession with ballerinas that is clearly present in the pieces that you see here, the painting Four Dancers and the famous sculpture Little Dancer. There's always a controversy that surrounds Edgar Degas and his work because at the time, ballet was closely associated with prostitution. And since Edgar Degas' subjects were often underage, it really creates a very clear undertone in his artwork. As Philip Kennicott said in a Washington Post review of the Degas Little Dancer in October of 2014, a Degas exhibition takes you past the prettiness and straight into the heart of the weirdness that always makes a Degas exhibition worthwhile. And there are many Degas on display at the National Art Gallery. I hope that you have enjoyed learning about the National Art Gallery and are inspired to visit on your own. I believe that it is a source of pride for all of the nation, and that much can be gained from visiting the National Art Gallery and experiencing the art and the history and this beautiful American architecture on your own. It's something that everyone should enjoy and learn from. As Pablo Picasso said, art washes away the dust of everyday life.